I'd like to introduce Elizabeth Masters, who's a pre-sales consultant with Professional Advantage, and she's going to be running through some of the reporting options available to you within the iPOS core product, but also some of the external tools and the optional components that can actually be very beneficial. And most importantly, we'd like to introduce to you the PA dashboard, which is a management reporting suite which we think everybody in this room will be able to benefit from going forward. So I'll hand you over to Elizabeth. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Okay, so as Andrew mentioned during this session, I'm going to be taking you through the reporting options available in and around iPOS. I'm going to run through a very quick PowerPoint presentation and then jump into a demonstration of each of these areas, and finishing with dashboard, as I'm sure many of you are interested particularly in that area. So there are a number of ways for you to inquire on your iPOS data. So if we first of all just take a look at the different options that you have available. So beginning with the standard reports that are available within iPOS, and also the grid functionality that you have available there, we'll be taking a quick look at that. Then moving on to advanced inquiry, which some of you will be familiar with, and we'll have a quick overview of Q&A for iPOS, and then finally I'll be introducing to you PA dashboard and the benefits that that can offer to your organisation. So if we begin with the reporting available within iPOS, there are a number of standard reports available to you. These are PDF listings that can be exported to Excel, printed, emailed. So those are available for you to do as you wish with, and then there are currently 20 standard reports available for you to use. And then we have this grid functionality available to you. So within the invoice area and also the requisition area, the grid functionality that we have available there can serve as a self-service query tool for users, and that is customizable. And within iPOS 5.7, we've actually added some additional fields in there in the customization section, which I will show you in just a moment when we jump into a demonstration there. Okay, so moving on to advanced inquiry. Advanced inquiry has been around in the SunSystems space for quite some time now. It can be deployed to the user on their desktop or through Citrix or terminal server. And it really is just a quick query tool for both inquiring on iPOS data but also on SunSystems ledger data. And I'll show you the functionality available within that in just a moment. Okay, so I'm not actually going to show you Q&A for iPOS, as you are all Q&A users in the audience, or vision to some of you, but it's just really to let you know that there is an iPOS Surduct available to iPOS users, which allows you to extract data from iPOS into a spreadsheet, and you can also build reports in Vision Executive there. It is an additional license that you're looking at there to your SunSystems license, so just to make you aware of that. Finally, I'll be introducing to you PA Dashboard. So PA Dashboard is a graphical KPI-based reporting tool. It is the successor to Analytics, so for any of you using Analytics currently, there is an upgrade path available to PA Dashboard, and we will be able to discuss that with you shortly after the presentation if that's something that you may be interested in. So we were developing it on an external platform, but we've now brought that all in-house, which means that we have better control over the functionality, the look and feel, and as you'll see when I jump into an actual demonstration of PA Dashboard, there's definitely some enhancements there, and it does look really quite fantastic. And also, one of the final real benefits of us introducing PA Dashboard is that we will be extending that across all of our products over time. So that will give you one tool for reporting over the whole PA product suite, which is really a great benefit to you and your organisation there. If we have a quick look at the overall benefits of Dashboard before I actually demonstrate that to you. So it's giving you a customised analysis of your procurement data giving you visibility over spend, trend and process information, better control over the data within iPOS, and allowing you to monitor trends, so allowing you to perhaps identify bottlenecks within the system, see where things are going wrong, and then go and actually identify those problems. But ultimately, it is about cost savings, so reducing the cost of doing business by making decisions using the information within iPOS. So if we perhaps think of an example such as the Royal Opera House, who are in the audience today, if they were perhaps using PA Dashboard for an event such as today, they could take a look, identify perhaps the most cost-effective supplier for the catering, perhaps that we just our lovely lunch that we just had, and then allow them to make some savings in that particular area. So if we now go and take a quick look at each of these reporting options that we have available, if I just jump out of the presentation. Get the login right. Okay, so first of all, we're going to take a look at the reporting available within iPOS itself. So if I log into iPOS, I'm just going to log in as Ben, our favourite user of the day. And this brings up the iPOS main screen that we can see there. So if I go into the control desk area, we are able to carry out a search for our purchase orders and a search for our requisitions. If we go and carry out a search for some purchase orders, then we do have a number of search options available here. So I could search by my purchase order number, I could search by my item code, that is slightly cut off there, but that is my item code there. I could go and search by supplier, so if I hit this drop down, the list of all my suppliers coming through from SunSystems, I could select a particular supplier there to inquire on. I could also select to view all purchase orders raised by a particular user, so I could see a list of all my users there, or alternatively, search by the approver. I've got additional fields here that I could search by, so perhaps ordering group, item group, and also by product or department within there. So if we just initially carry out a search for all of my purchase orders for costers, as that's the only selection that I've made there, and this will bring back for me a grid that I'm sure many of you are familiar with there. And we are able to customize this grid, so if I select the customization button, then within iPOS 5.6 and iPOS 5.7, we've actually got some additional fields that have been added on to the field chooser here, and you can just drag and drop those onto the screen, and then that will be added to your view there. We can also move these columns around, so I can just drag and drop just to create a customized view for the user so they can view the detail exactly how they wish to, and it will retain that grouping for the next time that they log in. We can also drag and drop the column headers, so that will group the information for me, perhaps group by item description, but I could select any of these fields to group by and indeed subgroup if I wish to. I could search on a particular column, so if I just type in what I'm looking for, I can carry out a search there and it will bring back what exactly I'm looking for. And if I select the filter there, I could select to search saying that it contains, doesn't contain, ends with, equals, etc. there. If I get rid of my search there. Okay. We're also able to filter, so select to filter the column by one of the options that I have available in that drop down there. And I can also sort, so just by clicking the column headers, could just sort up and down by clicking on the column headers there. So if I go back to home, that grid functionality is available also in the invoice entry area. So if we carried out a search, just search for all of my invoices, it would again bring back a similar grid for me there that we've just seen, and this can be exported to Excel just by clicking on the export button, and then I'd be able to bring up an external Excel spreadsheet where I could go and take a look at all the data. And if that was grouped, it would retain that grouping in the Excel spreadsheet there. If we go back to iPOS homepage and just take a quick look at the standard reports that are available within iPOS. So if I go to reports and expand here, then as I said, there are 20 standard reports available, and while some of the while all the reports are standard, there is a degree of customization required in order to get these reports working within your individual iPOS environment. So that does require a degree of configuration. So perhaps if some of these reports interest you and you're not currently using them, that might be something that you'd wish to discuss with us, perhaps after the presentation, discuss with one of the consultants. So if I select a particular report, select the business unit that I wish to run the report for, and submit, then this will bring back this PDF listing of my report, which I can print and save from there. Okay. So now we've had a quick look at the reporting available currently within iPOS. If we go and have a look now at Advanced Inquiry. Now, Advanced Inquiry can be deployed on your desktop or through Citrix or Terminal Server. I'm just going to launch it from here. I'm using my SunSystems login and password. It's not actually using a SunSystems license, it is concurrent user licensing, but it picks up my ID and password from there. And then I can select, you can't quite see this on the screen, maybe if but I can select to run a ledger inquiry on the left there, or an inquiry against my iPOS data. So if I select to run an iPOS inquiry, then I've got a number of tabs here where I can fill out a selection to bring back exactly what it is that I'm looking for within iPOS. So I could select to inquire on a particular business unit and hit the drop down. It's got all of my business units that are available there. I could select to search just for requisitions, purchase orders, goods receipts, or invoices or credit notes there. I could select the date that was raised if I wanted to, or cherry pick a date range just by using that drop down there. If I select the supplier tab, I could pick a particular supplier to inquire on, or a particular supplier address code, any of the fields available on the screen. I'm able to filter the information. So if we just run an inquiry for all of my invoices for all of my suppliers, then this will bring back a grid quite similar to what we've seen in iPOS, and you've got similar functionality to the grid that we just saw. So again, drag and drop and grouping available if you wanted to. So all of that similar functionality is available within there. And that really is one of the strengths of Advanced Inquiry, that it is able to bring back a large volume of information very quickly. So I've just inquired on all of my invoices and I can see those nicely on the screen there. If I was to right-click on a particular invoice, I can say show iPOS document links, and then, okay, this invoice has actually been created from scratch. But if I inquire on another line, then I'm able to see the requisition, order, and goods receipt associated to that invoice. So it's drawing all of that information straight through from iPOS there, available to me on the screen. I could drill down further. So if I right-click on the order, I could say, show me the iPOS order, and actually show me the lines there. And if I right-click, I can actually say, show me the journal detail. So it's giving you a 360-degree view of your iPOS data there. I can see absolutely everything that I could want to see around that particular invoice. If I tile the screen, I could go back and look at my previous inquiries. I could create a graph on one of the inquiries that I've run, and just view that on the screen there. And you can save inquiries, export them to Word, Excel, and also email them to people. So you might save an inquiry that you run on a regular basis and then you could save that to the desktop and just run it, and it would update that with live data from iPOS for you there. So now that we've had a look at the reporting functionality available within iPOS and also had a quick look at advanced inquiry, I really am saving the best till last. So I'm now going to show you iPOS dashboard. So I'm going to log in as Ben using dashboard. So we can set this up for different users and different user groups to have a different view of the information available within dashboard. And this is a standard component that does come, you can purchase with iPOS, or we can roll it out at a later stage. Okay, so we can see on the screen a number of widgets that we have available. And there are a number of widgets available out of the box. So these graphs are available to you straight away, but we can customize them to show exactly the particular information that you are looking to inquire on. So over here, I have my current aged outstanding document lines. And here we've got a traffic light-based report. So we can have a data appearing in green, amber and yellow, depending upon the status of that particular data. So if we look at these orders that are between 31 and 60 days, I could actually just double click on that red box. So there's something wrong going there. I need to see what's going on, and actually drill down to the data within iPOS there. So I can see the particular order numbers there associated to that. Okay. If we take a look at one of the other graphs on the screen, if I just close this drill down. So our delivery and full on time, it's looking quite good. But if I drill down on that, then we'll see that you can actually have multi-level drill downs. So initially I've drilled down to this order number, I can see the supplier name, but if I expand that, then I can actually see the line details. So each line on that order I'm able to view from the screen there. And we can have custom drill downs here. Perhaps you'd want to drill down to another graph. That is something that we would be able to do for you. So it really is a case of providing you with exactly the information that you want, exactly the graphs that you wish to view on the screen. We can make those available to you. So if I shut that particular graph, if we go and have a look at the design area, then you can each user can come into the design area and they can select how they wish their front screen to look. So they could go into the design tab and decide the structure that they wish the screen to take. So they could select exactly which graph they want to have in which area and the column span and row span of that graph. If we add an additional tab here, so if I add an iPOS user day tab and add that tab to the screen, then I could select a particular graph and the column span of that graph, save it, and then if we view and refresh, I could just go straight away and see that graph that I had created. I'll need to select a business unit already, and so I can see that graph straight away, and again drill down if I wish to see further detail there. So as you can see, it is very easy for the user to define their home screen, define what it is that they are able to see there. And just deciding the structure of the main screen and being able to bring back exactly the information that they are looking for there. We do have a number of new iPOS widgets that I have just installed just yesterday, in fact. So if we go and take a look at those just quickly, you may need to select a business unit here just for that particular graph. So over here I've got the iPOS audit, so I can see the audit for a particular area of my iPOS system. So perhaps I wanted to see the audit for requisitions, and I could drill down from there and see the detail and expand on that if I wish to there. Over on the right-hand side, I've got a payment effectiveness graph. I haven't actually got any appropriate data in there at the moment, but ideally this would show you perhaps the clients that were paying by EFT and those that were paying by cheque, and whether you needed to sort of increase the amount paying by EFT rather than by cheque. So that would allow you to analyse that on there. Here we have spend by analysis code. So if I expand there, then the user can come in, select the business unit, the year and the category. So we're currently analysing based on product, but I could select department, project, fund or activity. I'm okay with inquiring on the product, and then run that, and then they can see the budget, soft commitment, hard commitments, actuals, and all of that information on the screen there. The iPOS views allows us to drill down to particular areas within iPOS from this tab here. So if I scroll down, perhaps I want to look at all outstanding requisitions aged, so I can select that. And then again, drilling down straight into iPOS, bringing back that data, and I'm able to view it on the screen there. So we are in the process of developing new widgets, and as I mentioned, we can develop custom widgets for you, and then you're able to produce something like this, but relevant to your organisation and exactly what it is that you're trying to achieve, seeing exactly what's going on within iPOS and addressing any issues, any bottlenecks, and just giving you that control over your iPOS data. So that really brings me to the end of the demonstration there. And if I just jump back into my PowerPoint, so the last thing really is to say thank you for listening, and I'm going to pass you over to Deanne and the consultants for a tips and tricks session, so that's your chance to get some questions in there to the consultants. But thank you for your time.